Elisa Lam enters the elevator, presses multiple buttons, and waits. The doors don't close. She peeks out cautiously, then quickly steps back in. Her hands move strangely, almost as if she's talking to someone unseen. Then, she vanishes. This disturbing footage shocked the world. A 21-year-old college student, full of life, on a solo trip to Los Angeles, suddenly disappears, only to be found weeks later in one of the hotel's rooftop water tanks. No logical explanation. No clear cause of death. Only more questions. What happened to Elisa Lam? Was she running from someone? Experiencing something supernatural? Or was there something much darker lurking inside the Cecil Hotel? Today, we unravel one of the most chilling and mysterious cases of the 21st century, a case that still haunts the internet to this day. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old college student from Vancouver, Canada. A creative soul, she loved books, fashion, and blogging. On her Tumblr, she shared her thoughts on life, struggles with mental health, and dreams of adventure. In early 2013, she set out on a solo trip across California, a journey meant to be exciting and freeing. On January 26, 2013, Elisa arrived in Los Angeles and checked into the Cecil Hotel, a place with a dark history of crime and mysterious deaths. She was supposed to check out on January 31st. But that day, she vanished. Her parents, who spoke to her daily, grew worried when she didn't call. The search for Elisa Lam had begun. For weeks, there were no answers, only one clue: bizarre security footage of Elisa in an elevator, acting strangely. Then, on February 19, hotel staff made a horrifying discovery: her body was floating in a rooftop water tank. How did she get there? Why was she behaving so strangely? Was it an accident, foul play, or something far more sinister? Today, we explore the haunting mystery of Elisa Lam's final days, one of the most chilling cases of modern times. In the heart of downtown Los Angeles, the Cecil Hotel stands as a decaying monument to a darker past. Built in 1924, it was meant to be a luxurious destination for the wealthy, boasting a grand lobby in elegant architecture. However, as the Great Depression hit, the hotel's clientele shifted from high-class travelers to long-term residents, many of whom were struggling with poverty, mental illness, or even darker secrets. By the 1960s, the Cecil Hotel had earned a new reputation: the suicide hotel. Guests were found dead in their rooms, hallways, and even on the sidewalks below after fatal leaps from their windows. Some deaths seemed intentional, while others remained unexplained. The hotel's connection to crime and serial killers only deepened its sinister legacy. In the 1980s, Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, stayed at the Cecil while committing his brutal murders. He would return to his room covered in blood, unnoticed by staff. In the 1990s, Jack Unterweger, an Austrian journalist turned serial killer, also lived at the hotel while murdering women in Los Angeles. Beyond crime, paranormal stories have surrounded the Cecil for decades. Guests report whispers, shadowy figures, and the feeling of being watched. Some believe the hotel is cursed, a place where dark energy lingers. So when Elisa Lam disappeared in 2013, it was no surprise that people immediately suspected something sinister. How could a young woman just vanish? And how did she end up in a rooftop water tank that was locked and inaccessible to guests? Was it an accident, a crime, or something beyond explanation? On January 31, 2013, the disappearance of Elisa Lam took a chilling turn when security footage from the Cecil Hotel elevator was released to the public. This eerie video, which has become infamous, would raise more questions than answers about the mystery surrounding her death. The footage begins with Elisa stepping into the elevator at the Cecil Hotel. She presses several buttons, seemingly trying to navigate the building. However, something isn't right. The elevator doors fail to close, leaving Elisa standing in the small cabin. It's as if she is trapped, unsure of what to do next. Elisa then steps out of the elevator, looking left and right, as if she's trying to avoid someone, or searching for something. Her movements grow increasingly erratic and unnatural. She steps in and out of the elevator, sometimes hiding behind the elevator door or peeking outside as though she's looking for someone or something. Her body language is unsettling. At one point, she stretches her arms out in odd motions, almost like she's talking to someone invisible. Some viewers even reported that her movements seemed robotic, like she wasn't in control of herself. The video captures her pacing, hands waving, as if in a trance-like state. But despite all of her frantic movements, the elevator doors continue to remain open, and the elevator doesn't move. Then, at one point, Elisa steps back into the elevator and presses the buttons again in a frenzied manner, hoping the doors will finally close. She's almost pleading with the elevator to function normally, but it doesn't. In her last moments in the video, Elisa moves out of the frame, and the footage abruptly ends. When the footage was first released, it was shocking to watch. Many people were left wondering, what was going on in Elisa's mind? Was she experiencing a mental breakdown? Was she under the influence of drugs? Or could it be something far darker, a supernatural presence at the hotel? Some online speculated that Elisa may have been trying to escape from something, whether it was a real threat or something much more disturbing, a paranormal force linked to the hotel's notorious history. The footage has gone viral, with countless theories emerging, but one thing is for certain. The elevator footage remains one of the most chilling pieces of evidence in the entire case, and it continues to haunt those who watch it. What exactly was Elisa Lam trying to escape, and why did she act the way she did? As soon as Elisa Lam was reported missing, the authorities launched an immediate search, but no one could have predicted the shocking discovery that awaited them. The investigation began on February 1, 2013, just 2 days after Elisa was last seen in the Cecil Hotel. Her family, desperate for answers, had been anxiously awaiting any word about their daughter's whereabouts. Hotel staff, having already checked the building, began questioning guests and reviewing security footage. There were no immediate signs of Elisa, and the hotel's narrow, cluttered corridors and its ominous reputation seemed to complicate the search. As the days passed, police efforts intensified. Search teams scoured the hotel and surrounding areas, but Elisa's trail had seemingly disappeared. The lack of clues left investigators frustrated and concerned. Then, nearly 2 weeks later, the breakthrough came. On February 19, a hotel guest complained about low water pressure, prompting a maintenance worker to check the building's water tanks on the roof. What he discovered was utterly shocking. Inside one of the hotel's rooftop water tanks was the lifeless body of Elisa Lam. The discovery was horrifying not only because of the gruesome nature of her death but also because of the bizarre circumstances surrounding it. The water tank had been locked and was located on the rooftop, a place that was accessible only to authorized personnel. How did Elisa get up there? And why did no one notice her absence for so long? The tank was large, and the water was murky, making it difficult for anyone to see what lay inside until the maintenance worker opened the lid. The investigation revealed even more strange details. Elisa's belongings, her cell phone, wallet, and clothes, were found nearby, suggesting that she had not been attacked or robbed. There were no signs of forced entry into the water tank, and it appeared that Elisa had climbed into it of her own accord. However, her cause of death was still uncertain, and the authorities were unable to provide any immediate answers. Some theories began to emerge. Was Elisa's death an accidental drowning, or did something more sinister happen? Did she end up on the rooftop to escape something, or someone? The discovery sent shockwaves through the media and public, but it only raised more questions. How did Elisa end up in the tank, and was there something hidden within the hotel's walls that caused her tragic death? The discovery of Elisa Lam's body inside the rooftop water tank sent shockwaves through the media and the public. But it also led to an avalanche of questions that remain unresolved to this day. What happened to Elisa Lam that night? Was her death a tragic accident or something far more sinister? As investigators combed through every detail, a multitude of theories emerged, each more perplexing than the last. Initially, authorities suggested accidental drowning as the cause of death. It seemed plausible at first. Elisa's body was found in a water tank, and it was clear she had been submerged in water for a significant period. However, many of the strange circumstances surrounding the case made this theory harder to accept. First, there was the issue of how Elisa could have accessed the roof. The tank was locked and required a key for entry, yet there were no signs of forced entry. How could Elisa, a petite young woman, have scaled the roof and then climbed into the tank by herself? Then there was the mysterious elevator footage. In the video, Elisa appeared agitated, as though she was trying to escape from something or someone. Some even theorized that her erratic behavior was a sign of a psychotic episode or drug-induced state. This led to a popular theory that Elisa may have been suffering from bipolar disorder or another mental health condition. In the footage, her movements seemed disconnected from reality, almost as if she was experiencing a delusion or hallucination. Could this explain her strange actions and decision to enter the water tank? However, another theory pointed to the Cecil Hotel's dark history. Known for its connections to multiple suicides, deaths, and even serial killers, the hotel had a reputation as a haunted and cursed place. The building's long, troubled history made it the perfect backdrop for supernatural explanations. The most shocking aspect of the investigation was the lack of clear answers. Despite the release of the elevator footage and the discovery of Elisa's body, investigators were unable to pinpoint exactly what happened. The cause of death remained inconclusive, as there were no signs of trauma or foul play. The investigation also revealed that Elisa's mental health history was not a factor in her death, though it was reported that she had struggled with depression in the past. Still, no one could definitively explain why Elisa behaved the way she did in the footage. Was it a mental breakdown, drug-induced behavior, or a genuine attempt to escape something frightening? In the years since Elisa's death, the case has become a source of constant speculation, with online forums and social media platforms filled with endless theories. Some claim that Elisa may have been acting under the influence of a hallucinogenic drug, while others suggest that she was the victim of a deliberate attack. Elisa Lam's case quickly became more than just a tragic mystery, it turned into an internet sensation, with online forums, social media platforms, and YouTube channels dissecting every piece of available footage and evidence. Once the disturbing elevator footage was released, it didn't take long for people to latch onto the case, analyzing her every move, theorizing about her mental state, and speculating about the cause of her strange behavior. The footage itself became a viral sensation, drawing millions of views from curious onlookers and amateur sleuths eager to uncover the truth. Within hours, the video was spread across social media, with users commenting on and sharing it, offering their theories on why Elisa appeared so agitated and disoriented. Some even went as far as to examine minute details in the video, such as the angle of the camera, the buttons she pressed in the elevator, and her strange hand movements. The case of Elisa Lam remains one of the most haunting and perplexing mysteries in modern history. Despite extensive investigations, theories, and widespread internet attention, her tragic death at the Cecil Hotel continues to defy explanation. The elevator footage and the discovery of her body in the water tank only added layers of confusion to the case, leaving investigators, the public, and Elisa's family searching for answers that may never come. Was it an accidental drowning? Or was Elisa driven to this fate by something more sinister, whether mental illness, foul play, or even a supernatural force? The questions remain unanswered. Elisa Lam's story endures as a tragic reminder of how some mysteries may never be solved, and how the truth, no matter how hard we try to uncover it, can sometimes remain just beyond our reach. Thank you for watching our deep dive into the mysterious death of Elisa Lam. This case has left many of us with more questions than answers, and it's a reminder of how some mysteries remain unsolved, no matter how hard we search for the truth. If you found this case as fascinating as we did, Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more true crime stories, unsolved mysteries, and chilling cases that continue to haunt the world. By subscribing, you'll never miss an episode of our in-depth investigations, and you'll be the first to know when we explore the next eerie story.